A recent report from Politico says that the ticket sales for the December Bill O'Reilly Donald Trump 4-city tour not going so well. All of the venues, I think there's going to be 2 in Texas, 2 in Florida, but all of the venues still have lots of seats available. Ticket sales for those events are not selling as well as tickets for other events being held at these same convention centers and stadiums. So, yeah, people just apparently don't want to go see Bill O'Reilly talk to Donald Trump about things that neither man actually understands. And Bill O'Reilly is pissed off that Politico had the audacity to report this, which he says is totally false. And by the way, the Trump people also say totally false. The Trump people say that they've already made like $5 million. They've sold $5 million worth of tickets to these events. Of course, Bill O'Reilly then came out and said, oh no, we've sold 7 million tickets, $7 million worth of tickets to these events. So, conflicting information there, which goes ahead and tells you somebody's at least not telling the truth here, probably both of you. But it's this statement that Bill O'Reilly sent to Politico. I'm sorry, this is hilarious. You put one word in there that's not true, I'll sue your ass off, and you can quote me on that. You're just a hatchet man, that's what you are. You put one word in there that's not true, I will sue your ass off. Wow, Bill. That's a totally normal response, right? I mean, somebody who's definitely not being defensive about how much their upcoming project is already a total failure, right? I mean, that's exactly the kind of response you would expect, right, Bill? No. I mentioned this in a segment last week, and I'll go ahead and mention it again because Republicans are trying to weaponize defamation lawsuits. And here's the thing, especially for like a public figure about Bill O'Reilly, good grief. He has no case. Like, you literally would not be able to sue Politico for reporting that ticket sales are not as stellar as you'd want them to be. The Politico report was not untrue. It was just unflattering. And that's what Republicans are trying to fight against. There is a world of difference between making somebody look stupid and outright lying about somebody. And Republicans are trying to blur the lines between the two in order to file all kinds of defamation lawsuits, slander lawsuits, libel lawsuits, just to shut people up. And by the way, you can't just willy-nilly file a defamation, slander, or libel lawsuit against somebody that's baseless, because then you yourself can be sued in response for doing that, by the way. So just a little message out there to all the conservative groups that think that filing all these lawsuits is a lot of fun. It can actually make you end up paying millions and millions of dollars in response. But Bill O'Reilly's not worried about that. He knows Politico is not going to go after them, and he knows he's not going to go after Politico. He just wanted to sound like the big, tough guy that he thinks he is, and he wanted to hide from the fact that nobody cares what he has to say anymore. If you can't get enough Ring of Fire, we encourage everyone to subscribe to our channel for fresh video content 7 days a week. And for even more from me, you can follow me on all social media outlets, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Fair and Balanced.